guys, it's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be doing the match analysis from the match yesterday between Real Betis and Barcelona in La Liga, which of course saw Barcelona drop 2 points in the dying moments of the game, now worsening their lead in the La Liga title race. We're going to be discussing some key points from this match, individual team performances, some stats as well, while also discussing 5 key things we did learn from this game. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get the 200 likes on this video. It would be very much appreciated. And also, if you are new, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, the first thing that we learned from this match is how poor Barcelona were in creating chances in this game to galvanize some sort of momentum going forward, and of course to create multiple goal scoring chances. You can see the team rating on the screen right now from SofaScore 6.78, which again is below average. Only 3 players hitting the green, which is quite astounding, especially based on how the game did play out, with the front 3 being the best 3 players and the rest of the team being very mediocre. And I can kind of see where that statistic is in fact coming from. Now, if you take a look at the average positioning in this game, on the left hand side is the starting lineup, on the right hand side is where the substitutions coming in. So we're going to firstly look at the left hand side. Again, a lot of that momentum is on the right. Raphinha coming inside a lot, being basically behind Lewandowski. I like the fact that Lewandowski was again more advanced than he normally is. Olmo again favoring the right hand side, which again is probably due to the fact that he wants to link up with Lamine Yamal. And again, with the substitutions coming in on the right hand side as well, Ferran Torres, Frenkie, Gavi, Pau Victor, everything is going down the right hand side. Why? Because Lamine Yamal is there. He was the only creative spark, creative outlook, creative difference, and that's what Barcelona relied so much on during this game. Now, if you take a look at some of the key stats in this match, Barcelona did finish with 62% of the possession, 0.53 XG. Not even 1 XG. That is beyond shocking, which again shows in the final third, in Korean chances, we were absolutely disgustingly poor in this game. 3 big chances we had in total, 9 shots, 3 goalkeeper saves, 4 corner kicks, 14 fouls, 521 passes, 15 tackles and free kicks, 2 yellow cards. You can see the shot map as well, a lot of them coming from inside the area, 9 shots in total, 3 of them only on target, 5 off target, 1 block, 7 inside the box, and 2 outside the box. You can also see the heat concentration for this match as well. Again, everything coming down the right hand side, a little bit on the left in the mid block, and that's again come from, you know, when Balde and Pedri had possession. Also when Raphinha dropped back in that area a little bit as well. 2 big chances scored, 1 big chance missed, 1 through ball, 20 touches in the penalty area. Usually that's in, you know, the 60s, 50s, and 70s. So 20 just shows how much we weren't in the box that much. 3 fouls in the final third, along with 2 offsides. Again, just the stats are identifying very clearly that Barcelona failed to create multiple chances in this game, and not even multiple chances, but any chances, period. When you have an XG of 0.53, you don't deserve to score a goal in this game, let alone 2 goals scored. 2 goals scored with an XG of 0.53 is absolutely mental. Now, we also have here the concentration where the ball was spent during this game, 47% in the middle of the park, 28% in the half of Barcelona, and 25% in the half of Betis. So yet again, more danger in Barcelona's final third as opposed to the Betis final third. 446 accurate passes, 18 through balls, 50 final third entries. We had 69% completion in our final third entries, only 36% completed in our long balls, 11% on crosses. Duels were 48%, 9 disposed, 49% of the ground duels, 43% of the aerial duels, and 46% in dribbling, which again is not too bad. 67% in our tackles won. So it just shows that again, in the final third, just nothing was going our way whatsoever. And the only time we saw Barcelona create a chance was that first goal. And that first goal was something of absolute brilliance, and by far the best goal we have scored this season. You just love it, especially when it's a team goal as well. And you can see on the screen right now the map of how the, you know, phases of play were going for that game. You can see it starts, I believe it started with Pedri winning the ball in the midfield, but it goes through everyone. Everyone gets a touch, even Inaki Peña. I believe it was 27 passes in total. Then that quick movement down the right hand side, it was absolutely sublime. But we never tried to do that again. We never looked like doing that again. After that, we were just pretty much giving it to Lamine Yamal and praying to the gods that something did happen. But from that goal, of course, Lewandowski did score. He now has 16 goals in 16 games in La Liga, and he's the first player to do so, to have, 16 goals scored in 16 games played since Leo Messi in the 18-19 season, which, Don't even talk to me about that season. Also in this game as well, Lamine Yamal has now the same amount of assists in the Liga this season as much as Vinicius Jr., Bellingham, and Mbappe combined. I believe that Lewandowski also has the same amount of goals scored as all of those 3 players combined as well. Jules Kounde on 6 assists in the league. That's more than a lot of, Madrid players, midfielders. Again, the stats look really nice for Barcelona and overall in La Liga, despite the fact that we barely have any sort of lead at the top of the table. But the issue is, again, Barcelona in this game creating chances. What will cause this issue? Lack of fluidity. And again, we will talk about one of the key issues in the next section as well that led to kind of Barcelona failing to create any chances in this game. But again, the one time we did it, we had a fantastic goal, but we never tried or never attempted that ever since. Now, the second thing that we learned from this game is how dreadful, yet again, for the 3rd game in a row, Barcelona's passing in the final third. The final ball in key areas was yet again woeful, and Hansi Flick quoted that as one of his main things in his post-match press conference. Let's discuss what he said after the game. Saying that I'm really disappointed with what happened on the pitch. This match was a really needed win for us. We only started playing well after we conceded the penalty, which again, 100% correct. We needed fresh legs. That's why I subbed out important players. I don't understand my red card. I didn't do anything to anybody. I just had a reaction, something that I had to say to myself. This has never happened to me before. The referee report did confirm that he was sent up due to leaving his technical area in anger. Not towards referee, but for anyone. Apparently, Flick might get a 2-game suspension as well. So no Leganes, no Atletico for the Flick. We'll wait and see how things develop on that. I don't think Barca will present an appeal for my red card, and that's okay. We have a very young team, and we must, improve a lot. We have to be stronger in away matches. Again, with the away matches, I'll talk about that near the end of the video. We had to play more quickly. We were too slow today. Lots of long balls. That's not our strong suit, and we have to change that. We know we have the quality to win, and we must prove it. When we have more control, we find better positions, and we play faster. We were really bad today. Very late, very slow, giving long to take the decision making and giving the ball easy away, and we don't want to play like that. Flick here is 1,000,000,000% spot on. I've been complaining about this for so long, especially in these past 3 games, and I'm going to explain it right now very perfectly for you. So when we have, again, in our shape here, you'll have Pedri here, Olmo kind of drifting here, Casado kind of here, Raphinha kind of here, blah 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 blah. Inigo, say for example, has the ball. You'll find Casado, and then that extra pass in these channels. Let me get 1 second. Let me get something here to draw the things here. In these channels here, in the areas here, mainly inside the final third of the opposition half, all the balls in these key areas are always overhit, underhit. It's so annoying. You'll have Casado, for example, here, couldn't get that final ball to Lamine Yamal. With this Lamine Yamal down the side into Lewandowski, the final pass, overhit, underhit, gets, a jammy block by Betis. Same here on the left-hand side. Pedri will find Raphinha, overhit, underhit. And don't discredit the forwards making the right movement into areas, making it dangerous and unpredictable for the defense of Betis. That is not a problem. The problem is the action. And it's been such a frustrating thing over the past 3 games. And that's the problem. It's consistent. And I think Flick needs to really hone in on this and figure out what's going on here. I think it may come down to more so the player's confidence in himself and the player's ability. You can't really coach when to overhit it, when to underhit it. They know what to do to get the ball there, but maybe just with the the adrenaline or whatever the case may be, they might overhit it or underhit it, but it's becoming a recurring issue, and the issue is costing us in games. So many examples in this game where Daniel Olmo makes a great run, the ball's just not good enough to Lewandowski, who makes a good run, or with this Casado to Raphinha. It's the same constant thing, and that has been a very key factor in us dropping points in our last few games in La Liga, whether it's the Celta Vigo game, the Las Palmas game, even in the Mallorca game. To be fair, we still won 5-1, should have probably won 8-1, but still in that game, so many final balls, especially during that 25th minute period to halftime period. So many good passes were just needed to create that extra space, to create that momentum, to create that clear goal scoring chance that you need to not only give yourself confidence, but to hinder the confidence of the opponent as well. This for me was the main reason why we did not win this game, because when we got into good areas, when we created good movement, we could not find that final ball. Now, the third thing that we learned from this game is the inconsistency of La Liga refereeing. Again, we've been done by this quite a few times this season, but I want to really highlight this moment here. Now, I want to firstly start off by saying that the referee on the pitch for this match, I thought he refereed a very good game. I had no problem with him. Maybe the flagrant card a bit in question. Apart from that, I think he refereed a very good game. But this is where the VAR comes in. They see this challenge, the referee on the pitch does not give the penalty. So what's case in turn? There needs to be a clear and obvious mistake from the referee on the pitch to overturn it. They zoom in on Frenkie de Jong clipping Victor Roque's boot. This scenario does not change the outcome of what happened. Victor Roque was going down no matter what. That shoulder to shoulder from Frenkie, which of course is clean, was already bringing him down. And when he falls down, the boot of Raphinha is the boot of Frenkie de Jong catches Victor Roque's boot. And I think the fact that he throws his boot off, he starts waving it like this, all played into the favor of the referee. For me, this is not enough for a clear and obvious mistake. And also, I think personally, at the end of the day, Frenkie de Jong didn't see him, just like the defender didn't see Kubarsi in the Las Palmas game. The exact same action. They're either both a penalty or they're both not a penalty. And I have no problem with it. I think they're both kind of 50-50s. I think if the referee gives the one against Las Palmas, VAR don't overturn it. And I believe that if the referee on the pitch gave the penalty here, VAR wouldn't have overturned it. So why, in case, is VAR not interfering in this scenario, but interfering in this scenario? This is the issue with La Liga. They like to be the talking point, the referee, this and that. And this is what I've been saying a lot over the past few years. For Barcelona to win the league, we need to be perfect on the pitch. Because if you rely on referee decisions, they will cost you. Look at Xavi's double season. The defense was sublime. We never relied on any refereeing issues. We won every game 1-0. We took the league title. We walked away. The last time we won it, the second one under Ernesto Valverde, Messi carried us. Yes, we had some draws here and there because, too many, overlapping in schedules. But, again, we didn't rely on anything. When you rely on referees and, fine margins, that's where it costs you. And that's my issue with this current league title race. We're being only separated by a point here and there. And if it comes down to that, we will lose this league. It will be mainly based on Barcelona overtaking that lead. You cannot rely on these referees because they're so inconsistent. Again, on the pitch, the referee, I had no issue with him. He didn't give the penalty, but it was VAR that came and intervened. I think the bias towards Barcelona alongside Victor Roque waving his boot, making it seem like it was a big deal. He was going down regardless, and I feel like the Frenkie de Jong barely catches him as well. He catches him on the sole of the boot, which again, that's why the boot fell off. I don't even think he really touches his heel, to be honest. It's a whole entire calamity that in the end cost Barcelona, because as Hansi Flick said in the press conference, that goal gave Betis all the confidence and momentum in the world, and we didn't start really playing until after a few minutes they scored that goal. Things didn't go Barcelona's way. It happens. It's the way of football. But when these situations with referees intervene on purpose to change the decision completely, that is where the issue lies. And again, I'm still waiting for this. What did the referee say in this game? Oh, the player didn't see him. That's why he clipped his. That's why he tackled Kobarsi and he went down. I don't think Frenkie de Jong saw Victor Roque. I think he was looking at Inaki Peña to pass him the ball back. What's the difference? Again, there's one excuse here for one moment. There's no excuse here. I'm still waiting for the Lewandowski offside goal against Real Sociedad. No explanation there. No VAR, no audio, no nothing. I'm still waiting on that. It's been almost a month. Again, until the new generation of referees come in, where some of them can be Barca fans, since we had some success over the past few years, we're basically cooked, because the whole entire federation, the whole entire La Liga referees, they're all Madrid fans. It's very, very obvious. It's been confirmed by them as well. And when your president is a referee, open Real Madrid fan as well, when you need those decisions to come your way, they will. And when decisions come against you, they will affect you. Now, the fourth thing that we learned from this game is that we are very much a Lamine Yamal Lepencia team, and this man is probably one of the best, if not the best player in the world, based on how he's performing and based how he carried this team on his back in the second half. We got 7.6 summer score rating. You can see from his heat map, of course, playing on the right wing. In the match, he played 90 minutes, had an XG of 0.81. Of course, registered 1 assist. And let's talk about this 1 assist. Let's take a look at this assist. He's got about 5 Betis players closing his vision, closing his lines, slips the ball through, and thank the Lord that Ferran Torres was onside. Thank the Lord as well he finished it. But how does he see this pass? How does he, get this pass off? It is next level. Like, I'm speechless. I can't even know how to describe it. It is just magical. He had 1 shot on target. He attempted 10 dribbles, completed 6, 1 big chance miss, 51 touches, 68% pass accuracy, 1 key pass, 1 created, 1 big chance as well, 17 ground duels attempted, 11 completed, 1 interception, and 2 total tackles alongside 1 clearance. Again, what we're seeing is a player that Barcelona are now officially relying a huge amount on, to a point where if he does not perform, if he does not play, we're cooked. And we've seen that a lot over the past few games. It's now the first game where we have not won with Lamine Yamal starting. We're still undefeated, you could say, with the draw. But that second half, I was just waiting for Lamine Yamal to get the ball every single time. I'm just sitting there thinking, if you don't give him the ball, we're not going to do anything. And the team knew that. That's why you saw the average positioning that I mentioned in the first point of this video. Everyone was on the right-hand side. Gavi, Pau Victor, Frenkie de Jong. Everyone was down that side because he was the outlet. He was the only one that looked to create something, that could create something, that can create something. And I'm worried that Barcelona are going to become heavily reliant on it, because that way, when he's not there, it's going to cost us massively. And until then, it's going to be a recurring theme. Without Lamine Yamal on this team is cooked. The fact that Football Club Barcelona, one of the biggest institutions, if not the biggest institution in the world of football, is relying on a 17-year-old to create their chances, it's just astounding. He has now 10 assists in La Liga this season. Again, every single game he started this season in La Liga, bar one, he's gotten a goal or an assist. It is a ridiculous record, a record that I've only seen one other person do, which I'm not going to, name drop whatsoever, make any comparisons. I think they're both their own different players, but this team is by far and always and confirmed a Lamine Yamal Depensia team. Now, the fifth and final thing that we learned from this game, I don't think we really learned it, but it's more so of a question. It's that the question of the mentality of this team. Now, I'm very against the mentality of this team. I think the mentality of this team is shite, until, of course, we went back-to-back against Bayern and Madrid. I thought, maybe this could be a turning point. But since that moment, we've kind of performed based on how I expected. A couple, easy wins here and there, one big away game, drop points. I think there's a massive question of this team's mentality. Maybe this team, a lot of the players have just suffered too many defeats in too many big moments that they cannot cope with the, new movement, new resurgence. I don't know, but you're looking at now 3 games left, 3 games remaining for the remainder of this year. Dortmund, Leganes, Atletico. I really don't care about that Dortmund game. I think we're already alright in the Champions League. Of course, winning that game away from home would be fantastic, but Leganes and Atletico Madrid have to be 6 out of 6. Atletico Madrid are breathing down our throats as well in the league. You have to beat them at home. We beat them in every single game over the last 2 years. I don't think they've beaten us or scored against us in about a year and a half. Leganes at home now, it's going to be looked as like a Las Palmas 2.0. One of the worst teams in the league, newly promoted side, but a game that Barcelona are desperate to win. Is this team mentally there? Are they physically there? This is the question that I want to see. Of course, the month of January is going to be monumental. Super Cup, Copa del Rey, Champions League, La Liga games coming left, right, and center, and this team needs something to go off of going into those games, and this for me is the worrying part. I think if we have 2 league games left, of course, this year. I think if we drop points in any of these 2, I would be very, very worried. I still believe as long as Barcelona are top of the table, no matter what games in hand, this and that, I think Barcelona can cope. But as soon as we drop to second, I think this team is cooked. And that's my issue with the mentality of this team. And I think it will and could cost us this season unless things turn in the positive direction. I think this has come down to Flick to make the correct changes, make the correct implications and tactical switches to make this team more effective, especially how effective we used to be near the beginning of the season. We're beating, Girona 4-1, Villarreal 5-1, Bayern 4-1, Madrid 4-0. We're getting these wins emphatically because we created chances, multiple chances over the course of the game, and we, of course, ended up scoring a couple of them, where this time, we're not doing that. We did it against Mallorca, but we weren't clinical. Against Celta, we didn't really create any chances. Against Las Palmas, we didn't, and in this game as well, an XG of 0.53 pretty much sums up the ineffectiveness of this team. Is the starting players worn out? This is all a question that Flick has to answer because I don't have the answers for that. All I know is this: the mentality of this team now needs to step up, and I think you don't win the 2 remaining league games, I think it comes back in question. I've always doubted this team's mentality until the 2 big games that we won in October, but now all of a sudden I might think that's just a blip. Because every time the going gets tough, really, for this team, especially on paper for league points, Champions League do or die, like getting knocked out and stuff, this team crumbles. The Madrid game, it's 10th game in the league, very, very early on. Bayern games in the group stages, it's like, okay, it's not really that do or die kind of moment. It was a kind of do or die because we just want to beat Bayern, because we haven't beat them in God knows how long since with the last treble that we won, and with Madrid as well. They beat us in all the Clásicos last season. We want kind of a response, and they did so emphatically. Maybe that kind of overshadowed. Maybe if they just done it narrowly, 2-0, 2-1 wins, it would have been different. But I'm worried about this team mentality, and I think Flick has a lot to deal with in these last 3 games of the year, where he needs 9 points, 7 at the best. If that 7 is that drop points coming against Dortmund, but in the league it has to be 6 from 6. We play also, by the way, Getafe. The Alfonso Coliseum is one of the worst places to go for this team, and for Barcelona as well. So we need the points at home desperately. Of course, we're playing a lot of away games now. We have a lot of home games in the second half of the season. Hopefully, we'll be back at the Camp Nou, so it will be maybe a bit of an advantage, being league leaders after playing all the difficult away games. Villarreal away, Girona away, Betis away, Mallorca away, Madrid away. I'm trying to think off the top of my head where else we played away this season. Osasuna away, Celta Vigo away, Sociedad away. These are all big away games where Barcelona always suffer over the past few years. The fact that we're already in first place, I think, is a massive, massive positive. But despite that, you have to win your home games. That Las Palmas defeat is looking very, very hard on this team as a big question mark, because you had to win that game with it being a home game. So we'll see how things turn out. But again, I think the mentality of this team is very much in doubt. So that was my match analysis from the match yesterday between Real Betis and Barcelona. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course in the comments down below as well. Let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss alongside those 5 key points I did mention, if you agree or disagree with them, or if you want to bring up a point that I forgot to mention. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.